In this film, let's hear from Principal Larisa and teachers at Bethany Society's Jyoti Sroat Inclusive School in Shillong, who share what it truly means to teach in a classroom where every child learns differently. From adapting lessons on the fly to building trust with children who communicate in their own ways, we hear about the challenges and quiet rewards of inclusive education. This film offers a window into a kind of teaching that can ask more of educators but gives back in ways a conventional classroom never could.
My name is Larisa. I am the principal of the school. Jyoti Sroat School, Bethany Society is an inclusive school where we believe all children can learn, and we have children with and without disabilities studying together. And we also cater to children from vulnerable groups, from disadvantaged groups, and so on. And of course, diverse cultures and region and so on. So we follow exclusively the board, the state board, what we call MBOS, Meghalaya State Board. And we do also run simultaneously another educational programs like Open School and iOS and OBE recently. And we do also focus so much on the the capacity building of the teachers in order to cater to all these children. So we believe that continuous learning it's for everyone, and we also believe that unless we learn, we relearn and we unlearn. Nothing can help us to be professional. So there are many questions. Many people keep asking us, how do you do this? Because the ratio in our school, it's 1:20. How do we manage the inclusive classroom? Many of the visitors and other teachers from mainstream, they keep asking us. I think lately it's we follow UDL principles, the multiple means of. And we also believe like designing the lesson help us to cater. And while designing, we also keep in mind, knowing each child, know your child. That is our main focus. So we know each children. And how do we do that when we have 20 children? We are not syllabus driven. And we do take time to get to know each child, in 2 weeks' time or even 1 month's time. We take time, we talk to them, we ask, we converse with them, and then we know the learning styles and so on. So accordingly, we design our lessons with the help of UDL and also, of course, technology. And we also focus on promoting digital literacy. But with the help of Benitech, which is another US-based organization, they support us with technology, with expertise, and also M Junction, Kolkata. So this makes us possible to make our school digitalize. So our children learn digital right from nursery till class 12, till higher secondary. And 9 to 12, they even give exams using digital. So we believe that the technology enhance learning. It also helps teachers, to be confident, and especially teaching concepts to children. We do face lots of challenges, and every day we try to overcome this, to identify where are the barriers, because having children with diverse learning needs and so on, it's not easy, because we do have also children like autistic and so on who are their behaviors and so on, how to work with them, it's a bit challenge. But I think it's the attitude. We try to make adjustment and so on. There are children who cannot sit in one class for 20 minutes. So we are very, very flexible. Again, our keyword is flexibility. It's all right for a child to lie down on the floor and then listen. As long as learning takes place, we don't care. We are not bothered. Some child, he lies down and he listens. He went up and down, of the room, out and in of the classroom. And as long as learning takes place, these things don't bother us. And we are very flexible. We believe also that a sad child will never learn. A sick child will never learn. Also a hungry child. So we focus on this as well. And lately, we also focus so much on SEL, social emotional learning. We do have a curriculum for that, but we don't make it so visible, but we incorporate with the different subject teaching. So 5 minutes to 7 minutes, it is focused on the social emotional learning of each child, keeping in mind all the what is happening around us. And also we do have a separate session for these children. Like, it's not like all children, yes, of course they are inside the classroom, but still we don't agree to the fact that each child needs some space to learn. So we did take them out for some time, to learn concept. Again, we bring them back to the class for all activities. And another challenge is also with the system, because our children now, they are ready for digital to give exams and so on, especially students with visual impairment. They are so capable that sometimes we forgot that they are blind. And during our first exam, when we look at their answer script they sent to us through mails and so on, everything was perfect, the spellings, the concept, and we thought, oh, we are great teachers. But actually they go to the Google, they copy and paste, and the teachers, they said, ma'am, look at our children, they are cheating. So we said, okay, put off the Wi-Fi. Next day, through Bluetooth again. The most intelligent, the rest don't do anything. The most intelligent writes his exam and pass on. So again, like this. So children are mischievous no matter what, but we channelize them, and then we monitor, of course. We allow each child from class 7 or 5 or whatever to bring mobiles to the school, but we do monitor them. With the help of Benitech, we are able to central locking their devices so that we can monitor which apps to be there, to download unnecessary things and all. It stopped them from doing that. And we don't focus so much on textbooks as well. And now all the textbooks is in the cloud. And this helps us a lot to save paper, to save time, especially for visually impaired, and even to save money, because to print Braille textbook, it's so expensive. But with the help of digital, all the books is in the cloud. Not only textbook that they read, even other books. And our children are so happy because they can access encyclopedias, they can access general knowledge, other books more than textbook. And who love to read the subjects actually, but so our children can access all of this. But now a main challenge is with the system, because when we look at the new patterns of framing the question papers, lots of passages were given in all the subjects, and 2-3 pages, and it takes a lot of time for our teachers to transcribe them into Braille. So we do ask from them soft copy. They said at the moment we don't have, and the system, it's not yet ready to have this, like our children can go there and write exam using digital literacy. But we are working, but they are very flexible. The examination centers are flexible. They allow our children to go out, have some snack and come back and write exam. That's what our 2-3 ASD children from our school, they cleared the board exams. Now they are in colleges, because these centers also are flexible. It's just a matter of communication. We went and talked to them, prior to the exam 2-3 times and so on. Yeah, initially when we start inclusion in our school, there is a lot of hesitation from the part of the parents and so on. How my child will study in this school, and they have these children with disability and so on. But lately, actually, children are the one who accommodate more than the adults. Some of our children don't even think that their companion is deaf or blind or whatever. There is one scene where a child with locomotor who has an amputated leg, she has got this artificial leg. She came out with on the shoulders of 2-3 children, and we asked her, where is your leg? She said, my leg is behind. So this tells us, like, children don't segregate anything. They don't discriminate. So in fact, children without disability, they learned a lot to adjust, to respect other human beings, to see that even these children can learn, and they feel the same. There is a lot of self-esteem improving even in the children without disability, because they come from very difficult background, from disadvantaged group of the society. So actually their self-esteem has improved, and then they start to believe in themselves. If my peers can do this, even I can do much better. So automatically it builds their self-esteem, and they become very, very, helpful, and their attitude towards life has improved, and they start believing in themselves, believing in others, respecting, and so on. Even in the nursery classes, we do have 7 to 8 children without disability. Parents of children without any disability, they said, please enroll our children here. So this year, around 8 or 9 children we got in nursery, in KG and class 1, which is, I think there is a lot of change and in attitude of the parents and of the people around.
My name is Aiboklang Sohtun, and I am a person with deafblindness. I've been working here for the last 12 years. Teaching in an inclusive classroom is very tough because we cannot go inside a classroom without preparation. So we have to prepare teaching aids, we have to prepare our lesson plan, we have to download pictures, we have to bring real objects, and we have to modify our lesson plan so that it'll fit in every student's requirement. So for that we have to make preparation. We can't enter the class without preparation.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Priyanka Bawri, and I'm working as an assistant lecturer in Jyoti Sroat School. It has been 3.5 years that I've been teaching here, and I am the class teacher of class 11. I started working in the year 2021 when I joined here as a visiting faculty for standard 11 and 12th. It was quite an experience working here because my classroom is quite a diverse classroom because I cater to needs of different children who are visually impaired, who are low vision, who are hearing impaired. Then there are some kids with cerebral palsy as well, kids with intellectual disability. So each of these kids have their own needs, diverse needs. Now, as a teacher, my main focus is to make sure that these kids probably learn the basics of what is being taught in the class. I don't emphasize on rote learning and bookish learning and this and that, but I emphasize on topics which are very current topics, which are around the world, and I try and relate it to their curriculum as well. Because the subject curriculum cannot be left completely, as my students are appearing for board exams. So being the class teacher of class 11, I have around 17 students, and out of which I have a lot of students who are hearing impaired. Now, how do I teach these kids who are hearing impaired is with the help of a sign language interpreter. So she's constantly there, not just with me, but also with the other subject teachers. Like we have various subjects like political science, education, sociology, English is there, history being my subject. And together, as a subject teacher, we work with the sign language interpreter who help and sign the topic, the relevant definitions, and so on and so forth for these hearing impaired students. And with regards to the blind students that we have, visually impaired students, in Jyoti Sroat School, we are also integrating technology with learning. And how are we doing that? We are making use of our Android devices. So we also have something called the TalkBack, the screen reader, and so many other things that facilitates learning for the blind students. And that has made my job as a teacher also very easy. Being this a history teacher, I have to make use of that, the Dolphin Easy Reader, which is a very good app for the blind students. I try to make sure that it's a very supportive environment. As a teacher, I believe in no discrimination. I believe not in my pace of teaching, but I believe in the students' pace of learning, how much they can learn, how much they can take within a span of 45 minutes. And again, rote learning is something that I would not prefer. I would rather scaffold a lot of definitions and concepts so that it remains with them for a long period of time. So something that they can reproduce in their own words. So that is how things are in my classroom. And I just wish that the students learn the very best and move on with confidence. Since I teach in an inclusive school, I try and make sure that there is a balance in teaching. uh, kids with disabilities and the kids without disabilities. Now, how am I teaching them? I try and give them group projects. Projects, little projects can be allotted to the students in the classroom. And one thing, it's very interesting to see that how the students with no disabilities are trying to make sure that their friends are also integrated well into the project, the classroom projects. If there are discussions, debates and quizzes that is happening, so much of support is what they provide to one another. And when it comes to the students with no disabilities, I think they have been very patient. And I'm not saying this because I have to say, but this is what I have seen in 3 years of teaching, that I have not seen the kids get restless, that the teacher's teaching the same thing over and over again, or maybe she's making the class boring or things like that. But I've had students who come up to me and say that, Miss, we can help so and so with this topic. We can do this for them. And I think that that is a very good team spirit in the classroom that has been prevalent among the students, and therefore I enjoy teaching them and being with them, and there's so much to learn from them as a teacher as well.
I've been teaching here for the last 23 years. I am a class teacher of class 8 at Jyoti Sroat School. So, I would like to start with saying that I have a class of 20 students where 5 of them are with disability and 15 of them are non-disabled. 4 of them are with visually impaired and 1 is with a moderate ID. So, in an inclusive classroom, some teachers in the regular schools believe that they are not able to do it because of the lack of training, because they fear that they won't be able to cope with, or give their best to the other students. But I would like to, say that it can be possible if you have, if you have an admission of lesser students in your class. So we have different levels of, abilities of the children in the classroom. I also believe that if we give our best as teachers, the students can also, try their level best with their own abilities and capacities. They will try by themselves also, and they'll give their best. So what do we do in the classroom is, for the whole year, we do an assessment for the children. So it is basically it is a formative assessment, and after the end of the year, we have summative assessment. So basically what we do is we assess the child, whether he'll be able to be promoted to the other level or not. Because in the other level, we know that the students has to appear for the board exams when they reach higher classes, secondary and high secondary classes. So at the end of the year, when we have the summative, assessment, the child is being assessed, and if the child is able to do well in his academics, he or she is being promoted to the secondary level. But if the child is not able to do, so what we do is we give him preferences or suggestions to, to go or to do any kinds of trainings, either, like skill trainings, like computer or bakery, then tailoring or craft making, or we can ask him to do the NIOS course. The academics that we do here is the state board. So children, we go along with the state board of Meghalaya. So the students learn, the concepts, the contents of the state board. And examination is done in that way, where we set the question paper of 80 marks on theory and 20 on internals. So students in my class, they sit along together, they are very friendly, they help one another, and we don't have any discrimination between them. We basically, what I do in my class is I ask the children who are quite intelligent to sit along with the other students so that they can help the students who are weaker. That is how I make them sit in the classroom. And like this, I feel like they are, be able to be together. They'll be able to help one another. And if anyone is having any, any difficulties, especially in maths and science, so the intelligent ones can help the other who are weak. We have an inclusive lesson plan that we all follow in the school, which is incorporated with the UDL principles. And also we promote digital literacy in the classroom, where students are, given choices to write the exams, and we give them choice. Like if they want to write in Braille, they can do it. If they want to do in computers, they can give the exams on it.